public school. Back like loans from Sally Mae. Back like where they told Rosa Parks to sit at. Now before we get into this week's literature, allow me to introduce a black intellectual, author, critical thinker, and feminist, Bell Hooks.
Killing Rage, Ending Racism is her latest book, and I'm pleased to have her back here. Welcome back.
It's good to be back.
Last time you were here, we were having a conversation, and I had a bunch of letters, this is true, saying, why did you allow those men, these were African-American men in this case, to beat up on Bell? And I said, Bell Hooks can take care of herself. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. I mean, I thought I took care of myself that evening, even though I felt they tried to silence me, which is interesting.
It wasn't to silence you, but they wanted to meet. You came down on different sides, I think.
Well, the interesting thing was that the issue that night was white supremacy, and one of the things that they were doing was saying it's not that important. And it's interesting that shortly after that, we had the tragedy in Oklahoma, and then after that, there was the O.J. Simpson case coming to this forefront of racial tension, drawing out the tension that's been in our culture for such a long time.
And here it is, Killing Rage, Ending Racism by Bell Hooks. Now listen, by the time I finished reading this book, it had me feeling real Pentecostal. I'll start by saying this. The title of the book in itself is a double entendre. The first meaning is pretty obvious. It's basically a rage or frustration that you feel that makes you want to kill. The second meaning is acknowledging that rage or emotional subjectivity and using that to eliminate racism. As a matter of fact, Bell Hooks referenced Malcolm X, one who was a great model for using his emotional subjectivity to fuel his passion for justice. Now, I can't give a clear summary of this book without addressing a term that might be misconstrued by some readers. Excuse me, I have to get my drink now. Excuse me. Hold on, wait a minute. All good. Just a week ago, crew at my house. I'm gonna party at a movement, so on that radio. That's my favorite song. Maybe that's my, I don't know, I got one week at home. Now that Thriller's gone. Got no patience, because I'm not a doctor. Girl, why is you lying? Girl, why you move fast? Gotta talk about it. Oh man, strong. White supremacy is a mentality that can be shared among whites and minority groups that perpetuates the marginalization of minorities, class difference, and colonization of the black mind, so that the idea of victimization, inferiority, and lack of self-determination can be kept intact. So hold up. So Justin, you mean to tell me that just because I'm white, I'm trying to oppress black people? No. So how can I identify the effects of white supremacy then? Well, according to Hooks, here's how you know it exists. 1, hearing someone say, racism? Well, that doesn't exist anymore. 2, believing that racism doesn't exist anymore. 3, spreading universal subjectivity. The idea that if we take away our skin color, background, values, or beliefs, then we're all just the same. You know what that sounds like? I'll take All Lives Matter for 400, Alex.
Answer. The other daily level.
4, not addressing psychological pain and trauma among black people in a clinical setting. 5, using the tired excuse of not being successful because the man is keeping you down. Overall, this book is comprised of about 22 essays that not only address these issues in detail, but also giving possible solutions to ending racism. Some of my favorite essays: Refusing to be a Victim, Accountability and Responsibility, Black Beauty and Black Power, Internalized Racism, Loving Blackness as Political Resistance, and my last favorite, Black Identity, Liberating Subjectivity. So once again, let's fast forward to the present day, and here's what I'll do. I'll expound on the recent events of Colin Kaepernick, and follow up with what I think are some possible solutions to the issue. Solutions from the book, of course. Now, I'm sure you all have seen or at least heard the news about 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick kneeling during the national anthem. So I'll read Cap's statements and his reasoning. Kaepernick says, "I'm not going to stand up to show pride in a flag for a country that oppresses black people and people of color. To me, this is bigger than football, and it would be selfish on my part to look the other way. There are bodies in the street, and people are getting paid leave and getting away with murder." Now, the coach has also spoken up, saying that Kaepernick has the right not to stand during the national anthem. Now, in this recent event, Hooks would say that Kaepernick is exercising black self-determination, a process by which he learns to radicalize his thinking and his habits of being in ways that resist racist domination. Now, black self-determination is one way of possibly putting an end to racism, but of course it can't stand alone. Now, in this case again, Hooks would also encourage white players to kneel as well, in order to show acknowledgement and solidarity to the recent events of injustice towards African Americans. Finally, Hooks would encourage his white counterparts to develop a critical consciousness, so that instead of being passive regarding white supremacy, they would acknowledge their own privilege and influence by bringing light to these issues. So you see here that it's important to detach yourself from the rhetoric that's saying that it's surprising that a biracial quarterback, adopted and raised by white parents, is taking a stand for justice, as if black people can resolve the issue ourselves, or that he shouldn't care as much because he was raised by white parents. By detaching yourself from such claims, both whites and blacks can support and affirm black lives. This has been the Black Curriculum. Something new,